Rachel White is a cocktail waitress at a truck stop strip club in an interstate cowtown in Central California. As her life spirals out of control, poverty and paranoia force her to make a string of increasingly desperate decisions. Decisions that will lead her to the Hell Patrol, a paramilitary organization of hot rod driving mercenaries that hunt demons for fame and fortune. This is Hell Patrol Origins.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's me, Satan, the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, I'm a real big fan of Hell Patrol. There's like violence, lust, demons, but basically it hits every deadly sin more or less. So you can imagine that, I'm pretty into it. Anyways, as a favor for the author, in return for his soul, I, came up to Earth for just a minute to record this message for you. It's a trigger warning to tell you that this next chapter of Hell Patrol, my personal favorite chapter, is gonna be really fucked up because the characters are gonna talk to a literal demon. And that demon is gonna say some really messed up, super sexual, offensive, scatological, fucked up shit. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty proud of him. He basically fit the entirety of 4chan into one-page dialogue. It's really, really messed up shit. And if you're wondering, hey, why did the author even do that? Well, I basically told him to, because I was all like, hey buddy, this is how demons actually are. They're fucked up, and they're assholes. So consider this your trigger warning, and also when the chapter starts, he's going to give you another trigger warning. Oh, and also, by the way, the last chapter, in the previous video, he gave you a trigger warning too. So at this point, you've been like quadruple trigger warned or something, which is basically the most defense against demons you can have on the internet. At least. I mean, in real life, if I want you, I'm just gonna come in your dreams and snatch your ass up. But I'm really busy lately, so odds are, unless you were really fucked up Karen that complains about this shit even after we told you the trigger warning, I'm probably not gonna come get you. There's other people, that are ahead of you in line, but I might make an exception. So, anyway, sorry about that. I'm Satan, and this is the trigger warning. Please do not complain about this chapter of Hell Patrol, because we told you it was gonna suck. So, it's on you now. It's definitely on you. And at this point, if I tell you it's on you, if me as Satan, the Prince of Darkness, tells you it's on you, and you still mad, well then honestly, you really only have yourself to be mad at. And I'll see you in hell. Thank you. Enjoy the next chapter of Hell Patrol. This is your trigger warning, and I'm Satan. Go to church and say your prayers, or you're gonna be meeting me soon. I'm so excited. I can't wait to have you down in hell. It's a party.
Hey everybody, this is Henry, and you're about to listen to Hell Patrol Origin Chapter 13. I gotta warn you though, this chapter's really fucked up. We talk to a demon, and shit gets wild. So, don't say I didn't warn you, 'cause things are about to get weird. Welcome to Chapter 13.
13. We'll pull the memory cards from the gun cameras and have the heads go over the footage. They'll count the bodies. Your check should be ready tomorrow, Cooter explained. I know it was just a zombie walk, but I really appreciate you bringing this baby back without fucking it up.
Don't speak too soon. She wants to drive Judas Goat on demon runs.
Henry smiled. Cooter glared at Henry like he had just slapped his mother. Ignore this joker. Ain't no shame in doing zombies your whole career. Lots of hell patrollers do it. You ain't obligated to trash a classic like this chucklefuck. He went through all the trouble of importing an Australian muscle car, then drove it out on Hell Patrol and fucked it up.
Hey man, it ain't a car if you don't drive it,
Henry said. Where's Dodgy Ben and Lipstick? Rachel asked. They already dropped off with Jade. She handles the Jap cars, Cooter said. But it's a Dodge van. That's domestic. It's only domestic on the outside. The guts is all rice. Don't know why. I could have dropped a Hellcat into that thing and made it a fucking torpedo.
Come on. Let's go have a family reunion,
Henry said, and he waved Rachel back towards the cinderblock jail building of the Hell Patrol office. Rachel shrugged and followed Henry. They had just returned from LAX and dropped the cars off with Cooter to pull the gun cams, do maintenance, and check in. Now he was taking her to go visit the Ring of Solomon, the bound demon that was apparently kept hidden in every Hell Patrol office, to answer questions for the Hell Patrol's demon hunters.
One thing you gotta know about the Ring of Solomon, he's gonna try to get under your skin. There's protocols for this. You gotta do the, what's it called? Fuck. Lipstick would know. It's the Ninja Turtle thing, Henry said.
Is there some kind of weird Bible shit I should know about? Are you really qualified for this? She seemed really on the ball with that kind of occult crap, Rachel said.
No, it's fine. The demon loves me. Won't shut up about me. I've talked to him before. But you gotta do the Ninja Turtle thing. The Archangel Michelangelo, Henry said.
They entered the cell block building that had been converted into a halfway house barracks for new Hell Patrollers. Rachel noticed some personal effects strewn about on some of the cots, where some of the less privileged new recruits had taken up residence in the cells. There's no Ninja Turtles in the Bible, Rachel said.
Oh, now you sound like Lipstick. What do you know? You never read it. It's the Archangel Michelangelo.
You mean the Archangel Michael, Rachel said.
Yeah, that's what I said,
Henry replied. You said Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle, Rachel clarified.
Oh, it's all the same shit. Anyway, fuck, you're right. Lipstick probably would have done a better job.
He stopped in front of a locked door and pulled a black key with a pentagram on it from his keyring, and he put it in the door. Rachel didn't know a lot about jails, but she realized they were leaving a public cell block and going into a high-security block where the suicide watch and solitary confinement rooms were.
So there's this Bible story or something where fucking Beetlejuice or the devil or whatever, he's talking to Archangel Michelangelo, and they're arguing over the body of Moses,
Henry explained, poorly. The body of Moses? Rachel asked.
Yeah, he was already dead when this happened. Anyway, so God commands Michelangelo to go dig up Moses and bring him up to heaven. But Asmodoodle or Beetlejuice or Satan or whatever is talking all this shit to him, telling him why he shouldn't go snatch up Moses, Henry said.
You are really bad at explaining this. Henry stopped in front of a suicide cell, his key hovering over the lock.
Look, that's not the point. The devil keeps talking all this shit, okay? And Michelangelo says, "The Lord rebuke thee." He doesn't argue. He doesn't talk shit or throw hands. He just says those 3 words, and he takes the corpse of Moses. The point is, he doesn't engage. He doesn't get in a pissing match with Satan or whatever, because he knows he doesn't need to say shit, because God is going to get him by the nuts in the end. That's how you have to be with the Ring of Solomon, Henry said.
So I have to say the Lord rebuke thee to the demon? Rachel asked.
You don't have to say it. You have to act like it. It's an attitude thing. You see, the demon has to answer our questions truthfully. Whatever you ask him, he'll tell you the truth,
Henry said. Well, what's the point of keeping a fucking demon around if he lies? Rachel asked.
Exactly, yeah. But the point is, he has to give true answers to your questions. But that doesn't prevent him from talking shit. He can still talk shit, and he's a demon, so he will talk shit. You can't let him get to you. You can't get mad. That's what he wants.
But he can't actually hurt us, right?
Oh, he can't do shit. But he can hurt your feelings if you let him. And since that's the only thing he can do, it's the only thing he wants to do. So don't let him, because he'll say the most absolutely awful shit he can come up with. And, well, he's a demon, and he's got a lot of free time to do it. So don't buy into his bullshit. Ignore everything he says except the answer to your question.
Henry put the key in the door, turned the handle, and opened it. Rachel was greeted by the image of a coal-black, impish figure, devoid of body hair but with a muscular physique, bald head, and small horns protruding from his brow. His eyes were molten gold, and great bat wings were folded on his back. The demon was chained to the floor with manacles and an iron collar, with 5 heavy chains leading from his neck to each of the 5 points of a pentagram painted on the floor, which he was crouched in the middle of. "Henry, I was just thinking about your mother, and how soft and lovely her throat must be when she's getting face-fucked by horse-cocked demons in hell. How wonderful she must sound, choking down gallons of hot sulphurous jizz, while another pair of donkey-dick demons rips her in half," the demon said.
Well, I'm just happy she's still getting laid. She'd probably be in her 30s now if she was still alive. I hear that's when women really hit their sex drive,
Henry said, not skipping a beat. "She will be raped eternally as the spit-roast fuck-doll of Hell's legions. Massive dongs stuffed so deep in her ass and throat that they'll meet in her stomach," the demon said.
Yeah, that sounds kind of gay, but I don't judge.
Rachel noted that the demon seemed frustrated that Henry wasn't taking its bait. "When you get to hell, Henry, we'll make you drink the demon semen out of her bruised, dripping pussy." "Is it always like this?" Rachel asked.
It's a demon. We're tieflings. He knows our mothers were raped to death, so that's where he goes first. If he didn't think it would work, he'd try to pry into your insecurities some other way," Henry said.
"Do not presume to compare yourself to royalty such as her. You are a puddle of cold sperm on a gangbang floor compared to the likes of her. Your greasy human flesh unworthy of being used to sponge up her moon blood. You peasant," the demon said.
Well, that's new. He's never given anyone a compliment, or I guess the closest thing to a compliment he can come up with.
"Will you shut the fuck up about your weird demon jizz obsession, you fucking dick-brained pervert creep?" Rachel asked. "I will not unless you command it. He is a lowly sperm sponge for devil dongs, and his sole purpose for existence is to use his anus to keep cocks warm," the demon said. "Then I command it." "It is so, majestic one," the demon said. Henry looked lost and confused.
He doesn't take orders from anyone. That's never happened before.
"That's because you're a peasant-born, mudblood imbecile," the demon replied. "What did I just say?" Rachel asked. "You commanded me to cease insults of a pornographic nature," the demon said. "You have not commanded that I cease my verbal abuse entirely."
Why the fuck do you take her orders?
Henry asked. "Because she is royalty. I am oath-sworn to the lord of her house," the demon said. "Am I a Cambion?" Rachel asked. "I can read it in your aura. I need not even gaze upon your form. I could smell you from down the hall. You are a true-born daughter of Belial, who was called Lilu by the Sumerians, before the coming of the Hebrews, and is master of incubi and succubi, and my lord and master, to whom I am a servant in his court," the demon explained. "So you have to do what I say," Rachel said. You are the royal daughter of the Black Angel of the Pit, who has his house in Dis. Your will is as his on this earth. I cannot defy you, the demon admitted. You will never speak again of Henry's mother in the afterlife, Rachel said. As you will.
Honestly, I thought it was kind of funny. Some of his shit was pretty creative. I used to use it in the bars or when I was talking dirty during sex,
Henry said. You talked about your mom swallowing demon cum during sex? Rachel asked.
Not my mom, the girl I was fucking. Some human chicks are freaks. They have a weird fetish, want to feel like they're getting fucked by a demon, Henry explained.
I'm gonna ignore that, Rachel said. You told me I'm the royal daughter of Belial. How did that happen? Sorry, the royal daughter of Belial. He blessed your mother personally with his seed and planted it within her womb. When you killed her in the moment of your birth, you were baptized in the sacrament of hell and claimed your birthright. You have a seat at your father's right hand in the halls of Dis, the demon explained. Ugh, that even sounds worse than when he was talking dirty about demon dicks, Rachel retched.
Yeah, at least you know who your dad is, Henry said.
This isn't good news. I went from being a demonic rape pregnancy to the devil's demonic rape pregnancy. My deadbeat dad is a fucking personification of deadly sins. You are blessed among tieflings and even cambions. You are the bridge between your father and the earth, a new Lilith. Your womb will bring his legacy to this fallen world, the demon said. Oh, I've never been so happy to be on the shot, Rachel growled. Even now, his lineage stirs within you. His blood runs through your veins. You cannot defy your destiny. As he brought his incubi legions to fornicate with the sons of man and create a new race to inherit this world in the name of darkness, so too will you become the Nephilim mother of a new age. I don't want to hear that shit, Rachel said.
Well, I think he's talking about your stuff, right? The mark on your head, all that shit, Henry said.
Rachel remembered the squirming, itching feeling of the lumps on her shoulders, growing and twitching. Is that what you're talking about? Sometimes I feel strange, like something is growing. What is that? Rachel asked. It is so. Your hour is close at hand. Your sins are like prayers to him. With each flame of wrath in your heart and lust in your loins, you pay tribute to your father. When you are ready to meet your destiny, he shall collect you for your duty, the demon said.
Yeah, good luck with that. The hell gates are closed. War's over, buddy. We're just the custodians mopping you up, Henry said.
My lord Belial was not present at the Battle of Los Angeles. He was not among those who was banished in the wake of Mephistopheles' betrayal. He yet roams the earth. The demon smiled.
You cheeky fucking...
Rachel was worried. She had never seen Henry betraying any sign of furious emotion. He was permanently cool, collected, so absolutely in love with life. It took her a moment to realize the gravity of the situation. The demon had just told them that an archdevil, one of the original fallen angels, was still active on Earth after the war. That was probably a whole shitload of bad. Perhaps when my master comes to claim you, he will allow me to make pets of some of you. I would not hesitate to fill the sapphic fornicator you call friend with the seed of men to her despair, the demon said. I told you to cut that shit out, Rachel said. You commanded that I no longer make perverse overtures at Henry's mother. I have done no such thing. I merely stated that when your father releases me, I will rape your lesbian friend, the demon said. Henry hit the demon in the jaw. His fist moved so fast that Rachel didn't see the gun butt in his hand until after he had already pistol-whipped the demon. A gob of black ichor shot out of his mouth across the room and landed on the floor, sizzled on the concrete as if it had been microwaved. The demon looked up, the black goo dripping from its split lip, and smirked. It had achieved its desire, and had made Henry the fool he had warned Rachel against. Rachel put her hand on Henry's arm, pulled him back. Let's get the fuck out of here. He's done saying anything useful. All he's gonna do now is stress me out with stories about how I'm supposed to be some succubus breeding sow for demon dicks or whatever gross shit he's into, Rachel said. Henry collected himself, holstered his gun, and pushed his glasses back up the bridge of his nose. He turned around and left the room. Rachel followed after him. He shut and locked the door.
Well, that was me fucking up. See what I told you about him getting under your skin? Henry asked.
You flipped your shit when he started talking about lipstick, she said.
He knows her, knows about her. She's probably the biggest demonologist in the office. Reads all the lore and all that bullshit. She talks to him more than anyone. At least more productively than anyone. Until you showed up, Henry said.
But it really got to you.
Lipstick and I go back. We joined up together, same class. She was like you. Worked in that kind of business. She was always hot and always gay, and sometimes she had to do things for men that she really didn't want to survive. She saved my ass more than once. I can't handle it when guys talk about her like that, Henry explained.
I'm sorry, Rachel said.
I'm sorry I brought you here to find out your dad is the fucking patron saint of demon rape. That was fucking stupid, Henry admitted.
Rachel reached behind her back and felt the twitchy nubs on her shoulder through the jacket. It's probably better this way. I was going to find out one way or the other. I might as well be prepared.
Nobody's ever banished an archfiend. We think it can be done, but we never seen it. I've seen some big-ass demons get hit by trucks or blown up by hand grenades and pipe bombs and shit. But I've never even seen that kind of demon. The big boss, fucking Satan motherfucker's mentioned in the Bible by name. I don't know how scared I'm supposed to be. Lipstick probably knows, Henry said.
I don't even want to ask.
Come on. We don't have any wheels right now. Well, I do, but it's back at home. I'll walk you back to your boyfriend's place. You're on my way. I think I need to go get some tacos after that, Henry said.
He's not my boyfriend, Rachel started to protest.
Don't make me say what he actually is. We just got done talking to Captain Demon Dick Joke. I ain't in the mood for other people's romantic problems.
Rachel let it drop. There were more important things to worry about, like would Johnny be home, and if he was, would there be another woman there with him? Should we tell someone about this? Brady? Or Doc Atwood? Is there anyone up the chain of command that should know about shit like this? Rachel asked.
Why? What good would it do?
I don't know, Rachel admitted and shrugged.
See, that's where I'm at. I don't know. The way I see it, if your deadbeat dad is the murder-rape king of the underworld, and he's going around fucking shit up, chances are someone would know about it. And unless he can fly around the world like Santa Claus, which we don't know if he can or can't do, he might not have gone very far. After all, we all got shipped off to the nearest orphanage from the camp we were liberated from, right? The place you were conceived can't be far, Henry said.
So you think he might be in our backyard?
Assuming he can't fly around the world in one night on a tiny red sleigh, which again, we don't know he can't do. But that's not the point. The point is, if he was up to really terrible shit, someone would know about it and be trying to stop him. He's got to be laying low right now, for whatever reason. If he's laying low, he's not out murdering and raping millions, which right now is pretty good news.
But he's still on the loose, Rachel said. The military or the government or the Vatican or whatever should do something about it.
And where are they gonna start? If you were the government and you had the true-born child of an archfiend in your hands, what would you do? Probably try to figure it out. Fucked up experiments, some kind of X-Men Wolverine black site shit. If I thought tieflings could have demonic superpowers, I'd want to know about it. Wouldn't you? What if they can? What if there's already a fucking secret lab in the Canadian wilderness installing adamantium skeletons and mutants? Henry asked.
Well, I think that's a little far-fetched, but I see your point.
I don't think it's far-fetched at all. We're tieflings. People discriminate against us. Nothing about us is good. They either ignore us and they leave us in poverty, or they pay us to take out the demon trash. There's no in-between. The best thing we can do is just sit on it and keep cashing checks. The last thing you need is for some G-man to come knocking on your door and take you away to Area 51 or some shit to put a test tube up your pussy to try to figure out where super demon babies come from so they can make satanic super soldiers or whatever.
Rachel and Henry went to leave through the front office, but were stopped by Brady at the front desk. "Hey, there's my favorite shooters. I heard you guys put on a hell of a gun camera show. That's what we like to see," he said, raising his coffee mug.
Yeah, all in a day's work, Sarge, Henry said.
"Well, hey, don't forget your party favors." Brady opened the top drawer in his desk. Rachel could see that inside the drawer there was a plastic silverware divider, like the kind she had in the kitchen drawer of her apartment, except instead of being full of spoons and forks, it was full of long braided tassels in different colors, individually wrapped in plastic bags. Brady pulled out 2 packages of white braided ropes, the exact same style as the ones that were already on the shoulder of Henry's jacket. "These are called aguillettes. It's a French word," Brady said. "We award them in recognition of successful hunts. Congratulations on your first run, Rachel. You're a real Hell Patroller now."
"Oh, you can't forget that,"
Henry said. He took the aguillettes from Brady and opened one of them, tore the bag off of it, and then hung it from the shoulder loop of Rachel's jacket.
"These are important. Lets everyone know you're a blooded badass and you've got credit. The white ones are for zombie runs, the reds are for demons, and the black ones are for big-ass demons."
Rachel noticed that Henry wasn't attaching his own. "How come you aren't putting yours on?"
"Oh, I got plenty of those. Don't need to show off more zombie runs. Don't worry, you'll have the same problem soon. No rest for the wicked."
"Your gun cams have been uploaded to the Hell Patrol network. A bean counter in Washington will have your kills confirmed by the end of the day," Brady said. "Have a beer for me, will you? I'll be in here, holding this desk." "He never sleeps, does he?" Rachel asked as they walked out the front door.
"Why would he? Tieflings mostly show up during the night hours when they're screwed up and desperate."
Henry walked with Rachel down the street towards Johnny's place, like he said he would. A familiar cop car pulled up to the light where they were stopped, waiting for a crosswalk. Rachel recognized the cops that harassed the local hookers, saw them glancing at her and Henry. Henry caught the cop's stare, looked straight at him, and nodded. The cop nodded back approvingly. The light turned green, and the cop car rolled forward. Rachel instantly understood the power and the importance of the jacket and the aguillettes that decorated it. Showing them off illustrated to anyone that looked that she was a contributing member of society, someone who had money, who wasn't in trouble, was on the side of authority. She reflexively zipped up the jacket and made sure that the ropes dangling from her shoulder were visible. Henry noticed her noticing.
"Yeah, it's good to be the king, right?" he smiled.
The rest of the walk went uneventfully. They didn't speak. Rachel didn't have anything she wanted to talk about, and as much as she hated it, Johnny was on her mind. The silhouette of Valerie riding him in that window was burned into her retinas. They stopped in front of his apartment. Excuse me. "Can I call you later if I need to take you up on that spare bedroom?" Rachel asked.
"Only if you're not bringing that guy over. I do charity work for fellow Hell Patrollers, not their dick appointments," Henry said.
"I'm going to your place if it doesn't work out with him," Rachel admitted. Henry opened his mouth to say something, but no words came out. He closed his jaw, swallowed what he was going to say, deciding it was none of his business. Rachel appreciated that.
"Can I give you some advice? Romantic advice?"
Henry asked. "Can you? I mean, are you qualified? I haven't exactly seen any of the girls you're hanging around with. I don't know if you're on my level," Rachel said.
"Ray, last week you worked at a strip club. I own a nice house outright and all the toys I want. Trust me when I say I get what I want when I want it. The reason you've never seen me around your place is because I don't need to throw dollars on a stage to get hot girls to rub on my lap," Henry said.
All right, fine. Rachel rolled her eyes.
Damn. Those edibles really did fuck me up. Keep him at arm's length. Hell Patrol puts stress on relationships. Everyone's always worried you're gonna drive off and never come back one day. It's like the military, but worse. Because we get paid more, and we're our own bosses. We have the money and the power to act really stupid if we get caught on our bullshit.
He is at arm's length, Rachel said, a knee-jerk reaction. Henry put up his arms defensively.
Who you trying to convince, me or yourself? Call me if you need anything, okay? I'll be around.
Henry turned and walked. Rachel was left standing on the sidewalk outside Johnny's door. She looked through the window and, thankfully, did not see him on the couch having sex with another woman. That at least was a good sign. There was a deep, heavy feeling in her stomach, though, like she had eaten an entire burrito, except it was made of anxiety and disappointment. She felt like there was going to be a fight. She knew she wanted an altercation with Johnny over Valerie, and she was going to have it. She was afraid she'd get what she wished for. She rang the doorbell, craned her head, and looked through the window. She saw Johnny come to the door in socks and boxers. He must have had a night shift he was sleeping off while she was out slaughtering zombies. It occurred to her, though, that even though she hadn't even quit from the club for a week, she had already forgotten Johnny's work schedule. The door opened. Johnny stepped back to let her in without saying anything. Rachel walked in. He shut the door behind her. Excuse me. So that's where you were. You didn't say anything, he said, referring to the Hell Patrol jacket. Rachel realized she was wearing it. Shit. I came by earlier and you were with Valerie. I saw you together on the couch, Rachel said. There was no turning back now. The only way was forward. She was only here because you weren't. And so what? We never said we were exclusive, and you ran off to go play Mad Max. How do you have any right to expect anything else when you don't communicate and then you disappear? You didn't tell me shit, Rachel. Maybe you don't deserve to be here. Maybe she should be here instead, Johnny said. Things have been moving fast. I haven't even been back to my own apartment since I brought my things over. I don't even know if they installed new locks yet. What's the fucking white rope thing hanging from your jacket? Johnny asked. It means I was on a zombie hunt. We killed a bunch of zombies with our cars and burned them all up with napalm. It was badass, Rachel said. Yeah, I bet it was. Can you imagine how I felt when you ran off, disappeared, and I had to wonder what kind of hot rod Halloween bullshit you were doing? Johnny asked. Don't guilt trip me. It was a whole day. It took you that long to replace me? Rachel pivoted. She didn't have anything to apologize for. She was trying to improve her life, take control, get paid. She didn't owe Johnny an explanation, especially if he was inside another woman not even 24 hours later. Johnny put his hands on her. Rachel was startled, but she felt more intrigued than threatened. He was tenting his boxers. Is she better than me? Rachel asked. He yanked the jacket off her shoulders and down her arms and shoved her against the wall. His head was next to hers. The stubble of his face was like sandpaper on her cheek. His lips were on her ears. No one is better than you, he whispered. Rachel reached down and buttoned her jeans. She felt like she watched her do it as herself, like she was having an out-of-body experience. Like the hands pulling down the waistband of her pants weren't hers. A part of her knew she was wrong. Most of her knew she was wrong. She knew she wasn't going to stop, and this wouldn't resolve anything. She and Johnny would just continue this tortured, unhealthy, non-communicating relationship. But holy shit, the sex. I don't want you to see her anymore, she breathed. I don't want you to go out and get hurt, he replied. I'm fine, I can take care of myself, I'm not going to stop. She felt his tongue flick between his lips on her earlobe. There was a hand around her neck. Then I won't stop either. You'll just have to make sure you're always here instead of her, he whispered. She ripped the jeans down her thighs and kicked them off. Both of his hands moved down her body to cup her ass. There was a stabbing sensation inside of her, pleasurable but sudden, shocking, with a twinge of pain. He was so aggressive and unexpected. He had already penetrated YouTube. Okay, that's a paragraph of sex. Ooh, yeah, it ripped up the scabs from the last time she put scratches on his backs. Okay. Fucking. Damn, there's more sex in this chapter than I thought. Okay, so, we found the spot. So, they're having sex, and then Rachel's phone beeps. Get my phone, she told Johnny. Are you fucking serious? Johnny gasped, still on top of her. I'm getting ready again. You've got at least another 5 minutes. I can feel you inside of me. You're halfway there, Rachel insisted. Valerie doesn't ruin the moment to pick up her phone, Johnny sneered. Valerie doesn't have badass zombie killer hot rod friends, Rachel said. Johnny pulled out of her and rolled off of her. He grumbled, but grabbed her jacket off the floor and threw it at her. Rachel pulled the phone out of her pocket and unlocked the screen. There was a text message from Hell Patrol. $8,267.13 has been deposited into your checking account. Funds will be available in 24 hours. Rachel's slit cat eyes expanded into giant orbs like a black cat on the prowl on a moonless night. She dropped the phone. Are you okay? Is someone dead? Johnny asked. Yeah, the broke-ass cocktail waitress you used to fuck, Rachel said.
Hell Patrol Recap, Chapter 13. These Edibles Ain't Shit Edition. Fuck, yeah, they are.
Alright. Chapter 13 recap. So, this is what happened in Chapter 13. The first thing that happens is that Rachel and Henry go talk to the Key of Solomon, which is a bound demon that is in the Hell Patrol office, and they ask it directly if Rachel is a Cambion. Now, we pretty much already know that Rachel is a Cambion. I mean, granted, we've known for a while. We've always suspected it, and the signs have always been there, but Lipstick figured it out, and now we have direct confirmation from an actual demon that Rachel actually is the true-born daughter of the Lord of Hell, Belial. And the demon also reveals that Belial is actually running around on Earth somewhere. He was not banished during the end of the Hell War. So, plot hook, something might happen in the future. Not in this story, because it's almost done, but somebody's going to go collect back child support. Alright, so that happens. Then, after they get tired of talking shit with the demon, who is a demon, Rachel and Johnny have a fight. Nothing happens. They have makeup sex, and then Rachel actually interrupts their sex session to pick up her phone because her phone beeps, and the text message she received is actually the auto deposit notification from her bank that tells her how much money Hell Patrol is paying into her account. And by the way, it was $8,000 and change for 1 day of zombie hunting. So yeah, that's pretty lucrative, and that's not even what people in Hell Patrol consider to be lucrative. A demon hunt is many times that, which we are going to find out. So, is there anything else to talk about? Oh yeah, let's talk about the demon for a moment. I know this is the cringiest, shitlordiest, most like 4chan chapter in this book, because all the demon's dialogue is basically just like a bunch of like bad porno, dirty talk, rape shit, and it's really, really fucked up. One of the things I've tried to do in this story is I wanted to make excuse me, these edibles ain't shit. I wanted to make demons as bad as they are in this world as they actually are in the Key of Solomon. In the Testament of Solomon, sorry. So, you know, when you read about demons and devils and Dungeons and Dragons and video games and all that shit, you know, they're sanitized. They're heavy metal Iron Maiden video demons, you know. They're just like red guys that are bad. But biblical demons, apocryphal demons, demons that appear in religious texts and apocryphal religious texts are as bad, if not worse, than the demon that we just talked to in the story. Demons literally have no other purpose than to do evil to humanity, and they will do whatever evil they can, and if they are restrained from doing evil physically, they will do evil emotionally by talking shit to you. They actually just have no other speed. They have no chill. They can't vibe. They can only do one thing, and it's hurt you. That is the nature of the beast. This actually goes all the way back to the Testament of Solomon. When Solomon is interrogating the demons in that book, he calls them up one at a time, and they have to appear before him. And he asks the demons who they are, what they do, and he asks them what angel defeats them, because every demon has an angel that defeats it. And Solomon's purpose for having these demonic interrogations is to collect knowledge so that his forebears in the future will know how to fight demons after he is gone. But during these interviews with these demons, they tell him all this fucked up shit. Each demon is responsible for causing a different malady on humanity. Each demon has a specific portfolio of wicked things they do to hurt and torture people. Some of them just, run around outright killing each other. Some of them are water demons that capsize boats and drown sailors. Some of them don't kill people, but instead just cause blindness or injuries to the limbs, or like fucking cancer and shit, just for the sake of, instead of just killing you outright, killing you slowly and making your life as painful as possible. My favorite example in the book is the demon of pregnancy termination. There's literally a demon in the Testament of Solomon who is a floating, scary woman's head, and she rides around the earth at night, and she goes into pregnant women and kills their unborn children, and causes freaking stillbirths and abortions, and that's her thing. That's her whole thing. All she does all day, every night is destroy pregnancies. That's her thing. She kills unborn children in the womb. And if she goes a single day without killing an unborn child, then she has insomnia. She can't sleep if she doesn't murder a baby in the womb. And so that's an actual demon from the Testament of Solomon. That's the level of bad news bullshit that we are talking about. So when we talk about a demon who just makes a bunch of dick and fart jokes and tells you that your mom is being raped in hell, that's low level. That's literally the bottom tier of evil demon shit. That's crap. That's the 4chan incel of demons. He's not even like the badass demon. He's a chump demon. All he does is tell you bad rape jokes. That's what's going on there. So yeah, demons are bad. Demons are really, really, really fucking bad, and every demon that you've read about that didn't come from a religious text is a sanitized PG-13 training wheels demon. And this universe does not have training wheels demons. It has the real fucking demons. So, that's why this chapter is so weird and cringy. I hate that word too, by the way, cringe. Alright, let's go to something that's not cringe. So, in the next chapter, no plot, no drama, no bullshit, no Henry and Lipstick talk at each other, no censored sex that I can't read on YouTube. There will be only one thing next chapter. One thing only. Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done. Thank you for listening to Hell Patrol. We appreciate it. Come back next time for the fucking Doom chapter. We're killing demons.